What is going on, guys? DBG here. In this video, I'm doing something I think could be a very interesting video. So, it is currently it's past midnight, so technically the 11th of April for me, but it's currently the 10th of April. And a lot of us are always talking about how great the free content is this year. And like, by free content, I'm talking about cards that you can get without spending money on the game. Obviously, you guys have to spend time on the game, because at the end of the day, like, it's a video game. Like, even back in the glory days of video games, the 2000s, and you still have to play the game to unlock a lot of rewards. So basically, it's any card that you don't spend MT on, and I'm discounting level 40 reward cards, because I think because they are significantly more, like, they're very difficult. They're very easy if you spend MT on the top players, but they're not easy if you only use the cheap players. So I'm going to get rid of level 40 rewards, because they have kind of half forced people into using some of the best cards. So anyway, now that's let's get on to it. So lads, 2K20 is not known for its free cards, whereas 2K21 really is known for the free cards. It is like, it's very much known for, like, it's one of the things everyone says is the greatest thing about the game this year. So we're going to make that lineup. So players, all players. So we're going to go, can I search theme? By theme? Actually, no, let's go point guards. So of these guys right here, Fat Lever is free. Let's go include secondary as well. I'm not counting token rewards either, by the way. And it's the reason why I'm not counting J.R. Smith, because that just makes it unfair. So Fat Lever appears to be the best one, and John Wall. Yeah, John Wall's better than Fat Lever in my opinion. Or is Don Ole better than Fat Lever? No, I think Lever's better than Ole. I think Lever's better than Ole, but it's really close. So we're gonna have Wall and Ole, or is it Wall and Lever? Like, that's, again, it's a tough one. Probably Ole is better on current gen, Lever on next. But yeah, so these two are really solid point guards. Like a 6'4", the dunk on everybody point guard. Again, Fat Lever, a 6'3" point guard. So I'm, again, pretty good stats and badges. Got gold, or got Hall of Fame clamps. Got Hall of Fame range. Really good release in X and base. Obviously, that is a really good one. So now we're on to the 2K20 one. So okay, so we have Downtown Freddie Brown as an option. Not a very good option, but he's an option. Okay, Spotlight Sims, probably what we're looking at, to be honest. At that point guard position. And there's Harden. And then from what I remember, the best Spotlight Sims guys were Harden. As much as wasn't the biggest fan of this card at this stage. NBA's back. This Harden was not particularly spectacular. And then there was Brogdon. We had Malcolm Brogdon. So Malcolm Brogdon was really good. I preferred Brogdon to Harden. I was one of the few that preferred Brogdon to Harden. But basically what you were getting with Brogdon in this game, yeah, like Lou Williams wasn't great. Ty Jerome wasn't great. He didn't have range. So Brogdon, basically he had 18 hoffs. Hoff range is in a half quick draw, half flexible. He had half clamps as well. He was a 6'5" point guard, had a really good behind the back, and his release, in my opinion, was really good. And like, looking at his total stats, like, the guy had 91 steal, 75 driving, which wasn't great, but he's got 96 3-pointer, 93 speed, 93 acceleration, 93 speed with ball. So again, really good overall stats. With James Harden, you had 94 lateral quickness. You had the moderately good defense. He was 6'5" as well. He had the Pro 3 behind the back, 98 3 ball, 96 speed, 84. Only an 84 driving dunk, so he couldn't get contacts. So yeah, this was, again, 2K gave out some pretty good free point guards, but I'm going to have to give the massive victory to these guys right here. I'm going to have to give the massive victory to the 2K21 guys. And I think that's probably going to be a trend we see. So include secondary for two guards. Alright, so we don't have any matters. We don't have any dark matters, but we have red for unlimited. We have Jerry Sloan from the vault. Sloan's better than red. We have Bowen, who came out yesterday. We have Clyde, Cedric Maxwell. In my opinion, Bowen on next gen might be the best of them all. We have Frank. Oh! Is Frank better than Fat Lever? I'm gonna say Frank is better. I'm gonna say put Frank in the squad instead, but it's close. Put Frank in the squad. So, I don't think Beal really belongs in this squad, so I'm gonna go with... Sloan. Again, next gen god. He's got blinders, unbelievable dunk, like 95 basically plus in everything. Like Sloan is one of these unbelievably underrated cards. Like just look at these stats. He's got literally 90 plus in everything that matters. Jerry Sloan is that dude. And then as our other two guard, I don't want to go with red. Obviously, if I could put Kawhi in, I'd put Kawhi in. I'm not the biggest fan of Cedric. On next gen, Cedric sucks. Bowen maybe. Bowen's better on next gen than all these guys, but he's not as good on current gen. I love that Bruce Bowen card. I'm putting Bowen. I'm putting Bruce Bowen right here, but again, you guys can debate it, but for me on next gen, it's Bruce Bowen. I think there's one really obvious one on this gen here, and it's this card right here in 2K20. It's Brandon Roy. He came out at the end of January, and he was a completely free card. He came out this day right here on the 24th of January. The day before... I remember it very well because it was the Friday, or 2 days before, obviously, one of the most tragic situations in NBA history. I just remember because it was National Cup weekend before COVID, and this was like the last ever weekend where I actually like went out and did stuff, because I started my school placement like the next week, teaching placement the next week, and it was literally like just teaching, recording videos, and that's it for a week. But Dr. J was good because they updated him. They updated Dr. J and he was good. But red, you know what? I'm actually gonna change this. Not this reddish. We've got Spotlight Sim reddish. And Spotlight Sim reddish versus Bowen and Sloan. This is a close one because Spotlight Sim reddish was so good. Like, you guys don't understand how, like, if you didn't play last year, you don't understand how good reddish is. People were still using reddish in June. He was unbelievable. He was absolutely unbelievable. So, even if I did put red in here, I'm still surprisingly giving the edge to these guys. I'm giving the edge to these guys right here. Like, they mightn't seem like they were as good, but trust me, for their time, like, I don't think we're going to be seeing anyone run a Sloan or Bowen in June. But there are people still running Cam Reddish in June. And by people, I mean Ty literally was running him in his main squad in tournaments in June. So now we're on to the small forward position. Let's have a look. One very obvious one, but he might end up having to go into power forward. It's Millsap and Ferry. So Millsap, Ferry belongs. So let's just put in Millsap. There's no doubt about it that those two guys are in here. Then Kermit Washington, Obi Toppin. They're different types of players. One's all defense, one's all offense. Don't know who I prefer, Kermit or Obi. And it's OG Anunoby. I'm putting OG Anunoby. As the Glitch Market Award. Yes, he is super rare, but yes, he is also free. And then in 2K20, we had Worthy at this stage. Yeah, I think I still use Worthy in my squad at this stage. He's either going to go into small forward or power forward. And I mean, KPJ was very nice. But so was Covington. Again, if you guys don't know, Ty literally ran Robert Covington and Cam Reddish in his squad in June. Like, he was running them in June, playing in MTM tournaments and winning them against guys using the best cards in the game. So, and Roko was good. Worthy. Then we got Siakam and... I don't know. Who was the... April player of the month was Wilt. So he was probably the best center. Trying to get any small forwards. Like, Kevin Porter Jr. was good, but he wasn't... I'm trying to see if there's any better than KBJ. Dr. J, maybe? The unlimited card. There really is a million times more free cards this year, isn't there? They really are doing a great job with the free cards. So I'm gonna say... It's 10th of April. Did we get any other free cards? Really didn't. They obviously updated Harden. Did we get Liquid Richard one of these days? No. So I'm going to just put Siakam here. And then Kevin Porter Jr., I guess. Kevin Porter Jr. we've got in here. And then for this year's team, obviously these two guys. And then obviously Danny Ferry. There is a no doubt about it, no-brainer for Danny Ferry. Just gonna say primary power forward or primary or secondary power forwards. I mean, Randall's really good. Randall's like really, really good. Mel Daniels. I think Mel Daniels is probably the best center on this list, so I don't really want to put him in here. I might use consider because he's free. I'm gonna put Obi Toppin in. I think Randall's slightly better, but I like Obi Toppin, so I'm gonna put Obi Toppin in. Apparently, he's bad on current gen, but Obi Toppin's really good on next gen. So these positions, whether it's small forward, power forward, as much as I did really like Roko last year, and I was also a big fan of the Siakam card because Siakam could dribble glitch. Kevin Porter Jr. also had some really nice sigs, and Kevin Porter Jr. was like a better version of the Ruby card we have this year. He was really good. He was really good as well. But I'm gonna give the edge in both of these positions to the 21 team. Like Millsap, as much as I love Robert Covington, like if we had a card like Millsap in this game for winning 12 games, I mean he was better than Roko. He was better than Roko. And OG Anunoby, probably better than Kevin Porter Jr. I mean Siakam better than Obi Toppin, I'll admit that. And I think Siakam even better than if we did throw in like a Kermit or something. I still think Siakam's probably better than those guys because Siakam played similar level defense and could shoot the ball a lot better. Like I really did like that Pascal Siakam. So I think no matter who I put in here, I'm still going to give the edge to Siakam. But Danny Ferry's the best, and it's not even like Danny Ferry's so much better than James Worthy, and it's not even close. So again, 2K21 wins these two positions. Like even in like comparison to their contemporaries, like there were better guys than these cards. Like not there were a lot better power forwards than these guys. Like if you're looking at what we've seen at this stage, on the 3rd of April, we already had seen Dino at center, things like that. We'd seen a bunch of other guys. Like we saw Kareem, we saw Giant Taco Fall, we saw Bonga at point. And we have a lot of better budget cards. I mean, we're just getting a lot more cards this year, to be honest. We're just really are just getting a lot more cards. I didn't think it was possible. Last year we got so many. And then like last year compared to 19 was huge. Centers this year, I mean Dark Matter Mel Daniels is an obvious one. Like, do I want to put in? I mean Taco Fall is technically free, but there's only 10 of them in the world. Or there's less than 10 of them in the world. I mean Randall as center wouldn't be the worst idea. I mean I don't like Gilmore. I'm thinking either Randall or it's either Randall, McHale, Turner. Interesting one here. I think even though he's not technically a he doesn't play as a primary center, I'm gonna go Mel Daniels and I'm gonna go Randall. Yeah, this is some sort of weird undersized lineup, But these guys are really, really nice players. Like, Meldan is one of the best power forwards in the game, and Randall, I think, is this really solid player that can play at center. Obviously, D-Rob would be on this list if we include level 40s, and then Kawhi would also be in for Bowen. But look, it is what it is, and we've got a really, really nice team here. So last year, obvious situation that Wilt Chamberlain was the best center by a country mile that you could get for free. And then next best center, I mean, Bol was a thing. XP boosting Bol. He only has a 6 to do anything though. So I think Wilt, you could argue, was the best center in the game at this stage. Like, yeah, Dino came out. I preferred Dino most. You preferred Wilt. So in terms of free centers, there was Dan Issel. Dan Issel was pretty good. Because there wasn't many good free centers in Spotlight Sims 1. There really wasn't. Like, we had Wilt, who was really good. We had Moses Malone, who was terrible for one of the unlimited weeks. So I think I might have to go Issel. Issel could play center, couldn't he? Yeah. Unless I'm missing out on somebody. Unless I'm missing out on someone, I might have to go Dan Issel. Like, definitely not a pre-Christmas card. Yeah, we're going Dan Issel. That's nuts. So Dan Issel's in there. Dan Issel was alright. He could shoot, and he was a free opal. But, like, it's so funny looking at this team. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 free 99 overall cards. And it doesn't even, there's not even a patch. This lineup right here, you can argue Wilt was better compared to the other centers than Mel Daniels is. But I mean, you can't really argue that Dan Issel was the greatest center in the game. Like, you can't make that argument at all. So, like, with this lineup right here, you could literally go out and this is probably better than my lineup because, like, again, I don't have Ferry. I run Mel Daniels. I have D-Rob. So it's very, very similar level to my lineup. And it's very, very similar to my lineup in general. Whereas this lineup right here, I mean, I still think you could go out and win a lot of games with this lineup. I mean, I think I did run a very similar lineup to this, but last year there were significantly better cards. Like, you're telling me that there was even a, like, these cards were even remotely close to Magic Johnson Point or even Bonga. Like, Bonga was definitely better than Harden, probably better than Brogdon. These guys, yeah, they're not the best point guards in the game. Like, if you're looking at wings, actually, to be fair, these were 2 of the better ones. Robert Covington was all right, but like you're looking at the wings that we got at this stage. And we had, even as Melo, no one even used Melo. Melo's still better, probably better than some of these guys. We had a decent fan favorite Scalabrini. We had a good Luka Doncic who was really good off the ball. We also had these Spotlight Sims who actually came out with a lot of good guys. Like, Jared Dudley was a pretty good card. It's a really good card last year. April the 10th was the day we got Shooting Shaq. It's like we had Rain Shaq this stage last year. We had this Ben Wallace card who was like, he was a dribble glitching card. So he was like definitely better than Oroko. Or maybe not definitely better. He was definitely better than Kevin Porter Jr. Whereas these guys right here can like keep up with the best of them. But one thing I will say is that there might be more better cards than these this year than there were better cards than these last year because there was just more players last year. But these guys right here, I can almost guarantee you that if you ran with these guys in July, yes, you'll be outclassed. Yes, your team's not going to be as good, but you'll have a chance. Whereas if you ran with these guys in July, you were screwed. Like, you would have been screwed. If you ran with this Wilt Chamberlain in July and this Dan Issel, you were losing. Trust me, you were losing. Whereas these guys all have got, as far as I'm aware, every one of these guys has got Hall of Fame range except for maybe Julius Randle. And I don't think Frank has it. 2 guys without Hall of Fame range. Every one of them has Pro Dribble 6. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 Curry sliding players. Like, you've got all the best animations. Whereas these guys right here, we had Rocco who couldn't dribble. Brandon Roy, who was a team I clone, he could dribble a little bit. Worthy could not dribble at all. This Wilt Chamberlain, he actually could tween up and down the floor, which was funny. Pascal Siakam could dribble glitch. Kevin Porter Jr. kind of dribbled. Dan Issel couldn't dribble at all. Reddish had a good behind the back, and that was it. Same with Brogdon's SIGs were alright. James Harden's SIGs were James Harden. So yeah, it just shows how many unbelievable free cards. Like, you can make a B team. If you made a B team of free cards, I still think it's slightly better than these guys, which is crazy. So yeah, Just showing what 2K has done with free cards over the last year, and has been crazy. A huge positive for the game this year. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.